Welcome to part 6 of the Metroid Prime 200% walkthrough. All scans, all items. We have just come back to the Dark Torvus Bog, and we are looking at our newest enemy. Morphology, Hunter Ing. Ing elite warriors of the Ing Horde. Phasing shapeshifter, deadly in close combat, dislikes bright light. The Hunter Ing patrol the lands of Dark Aether in search of the Horde's enemies. They can render their bodies intangible, allowing them to ambush their targets with ease. Hunter Ing can generate long, deadly tentacles, which they use with great effect in battle. Cunning and relentless, the Hunter Ing will seize their prey or die. And the Hunter Ing are one of the more difficult enemies to deal with, so the best way is to just energize this light sphere and then wait for the Hunter Ing to come through. So that's one, and hopefully this other one will come along. We'll see if it does. It should. Let's try again. Let's try to lure it. Not even sure where it went. There it goes. While we wait for it, you can blast it. Don't target it, it'll phase out of existence if you target it. So, yeah, it becomes intangible, and if when it's intangible, it will now you walk through. There we go. Oh, that took longer than it should have, but oh well. So, with that out of the way, and let's see if we can get some light ammo. Ooh, good light ammo. Alright, so now we need a spot to jump up. There we go. Yeah, we're just gonna climb this kind of twisted tentacle thing. I'm not sure if this is again an Ing biomass or if it's just some kind of twisted tentacle thing or some kind of weird plant on Dark Aether, but either way, we're gonna climb it. Come over here. Whoops. To this dark door. And here we come to a save station. I'll just ignore the save station for the moment. And we'll come through here and meet up with our friends, the Light Flyers. We're in the Dark Forgotten Bridge. It would have been nice if we could access it through another way, but unfortunately the spinner here is it's just inaccessible. So anyway, so access the Light Flyer, use a light beam to get through and enter this morph ball tunnel. In Dark Aether, they kind of have this organic look to them. It's okay. So unfortunately we're kind of trapped on this side, but that's perfectly acceptable. And we get an intro to a warrior Ing that looks like it has our boost ball. So let's go have a look at that. We'll just look at this scan here. Bioscan complete. Lumina subject expires 1.51 decacycles ago. Ing biomatter present in subject. Subject was in the final stages of Ing possession when her life signs went critical. Subject's death was fatal to the Ing as well. Well, the Luminoth certainly hate their enemies, the Ing, to the point where that if they're going to succumb to possession, they would rather die than be possessed. So now we're going to meet the Boost Ball Guardian. And before we get too far into the fight, let's have a scan. Morphology, Boost Guardian, Boost Powered Warrior Ing. Boost Ball ability grants great speed to enemy. Target can only be damaged in solid form. Find a way to keep it solid. This warrior ing has absorbed the power of the boost ball. It can boost blast toward its enemies using its body as a potent weapon. When it is not in solid form, engaging it in morph ball mode may provide better attack opportunities. Yep, so that's the basic gist of it. Is that you gotta attack it, and the best weapon is a charged light beam shot. It really does not like the charged light beam shot. So it'll come into boost ball, and when it's in boost ball form, you gotta try to get out of boost ball form. There are some pillars that it might crash into like that, in which case that'll provide some damage to it to get it back. But yeah, there it goes. Armor system online, symbiotic possession attempt failed. So yeah, the warrior ing will attempt to possess you from time to time without success. Just ignore the inglets for a moment. The important thing is to really try to get this boost ball guardian. Ooh, that was a good one. Yeah, if you can time a bomb, if you can time a bomb to land right around the boost ball guardian, then it will go back. Yeah, the biggest challenge about the fight is not the fight mechanics, but rather just trying to stay healthy. Alright, so once again, I do not like you, Boost Ball Guardian. Yeah. So the Boost Ball Guardian will run over its and kill its inglet friends. So just be aware that it will do that, and then you can again destroy its friends and harvest the energy as well. Alright. Again, this is so because of the lack of safe zones. This is really the fight where you're really going to try and want to try and have as many energy tanks as possible. So there was one energy tank back in Aegon Waste just after getting restoring the temple energy that you might consider collecting for a little bit more. Ooh. But thankfully we don't have to go that far. So we have still plenty of energy in this area. We defeated the Boost Ball Guardian, and wouldn't you know it, we have our next power up. The Boost Ball. So this will allow us to access more areas. Of course, one of the first things that we should think about is that there was a half-pipe looking thing in Temple Grounds on our way to the Torvus Bog, and believe it or not, that is where our next power-up is. So we will make our way all the way back. Don't go too far, because up here, we have a Dark Temple key. So just like in Aegon, in Dark Aegon Waste, we have to find 3 temple keys. And in Dark Torvus, we need to find 3 temple keys as well. So these breeds, or dark breeds really, are going to be a bit annoying, but no matter. And with the Boost Ball, so now we are able to escape this the Boost Ball Guardian's home. We have to boost across here. Oh, that was not successful. Let me try that again. So we'll wait for a few seconds for the pillars to reform, or platforms to reform. Potentially. Maybe. Maybe I have to go back? I don't know. There we go. There we go. Much better. You know, I've never actually failed that before. So, we'll do that. Going over here. Once again, in the Dark Forgotten Bridge, we are trapped in this cage here. So, we are going to go ahead and... Oh. Ah, that's one way to go about it. Jump on the save station and come around here. And we are basically going to retrace our steps back down here to this door and take the portal back to Torvus Bog. So we're going to step in here. This is going to be one of the features here, is that there are going to be several times when we're going to be transitioning between region of Aether and its dark twin. Rather than retrace our steps all the way to the very beginning, we're just going to use this half pipe and make a slight detour. Let's use the dark beam here to gather some light beam ammo. Again, crates and other plant forms are a great source of ammunition, so again, whenever possible, make use of that. And here we are in this area. There's no save station here, but instead there is a weird little creature up here. Morphology: Crocus, toxin-eating forager. Heavily armored, attack when it's when it exposes its gills to damage it. The crocus thrives on toxins it extracts from its surroundings. It secretes an acidic trail in its wake as it roams in search of nourishment. The durable mollusk can be damaged when it exposes its toxin-absorbing gills. Few weapons can penetrate the creature's shell. Well, you know, it seems like it's the fact that it's processing and eating toxins. Let's just leave it alone. And here we have a new research. Spinner. Device: Spinner. Boost powered control system. Use the boost ability of the morph ball when inside the spinner to activate the device it powers. Use the boost ball ability of the morph ball when inside a spinner to activate the device it powers. Alright, well. So let's take that device. Let's also take care of this light flyer as well, because that can just be a bit annoying. Oop, come on. There we go. So we'll boost, and as you can see, we're now creating a shortcut, so we can go to the Dark Forgotten Forgotten Bridge, and we're gonna just jump down here. Ignore that. And which way should we go? Ah, yes, let's go straight ahead to the ruined alcove. We'll just jump down here. Like I said, we're just trying to make our way back to the beginning. Oh, there's a Grenchler in here now instead of all those shredders. Once again, I do not want to deal with Grenchlers. Really, just take my advice on it. We do not want to deal with that, and make our way back to the elevator. Once again, we want to remember that there are some shriek bats here, so take care of these shriek bats before they dive bomb you, because they can be most annoying if they do. Alright, and here we go. Elevator back up to Torvus ground. The nice thing too about retracing some of these steps is that we don't have to do a whole lot of scanning. We're just going to be revisiting some new and familiar areas. Once again, enjoy the hazy view of Aether there. Now in the Hall of Eyes here, there is a shortcut. We don't have to go through the whole winding path, but instead go through here, and there's a new scan here. Luminoth lore, Age of Anxiety. In time, the roar of a wounded planet subsided. The air, though fouled, was breathable. Light made its way through the dark veil over our world. Slowly we ventured out from the shelters of our homes to see what remained of our paradise. What little comfort we gained by surviving was soon shattered, for when we looked outward, all we saw was devastation. Half of the planet's energy had vanished from the energy controllers. Aether became violently unstable as a result. Of the stellar object which struck our home, there was no sign. So yeah, so the meteor took half the planet's energy and deposited all the phazon in dark aether. Oh, I should probably use a dark beam on this. There we go. That makes more sense. So, oh, here's that green. But now that we have the super missiles, we can go ahead and go back. Ignore those war wasps. Those war wasps are really meddlesome. And let's again use the dark beam here. Get some more ammo. Not much ammo. Alright. And here we have another boost ball. Let's just get rid of that War Wasp Hive. Here we go on. We want to be on the right side. You can see that there's another scan Luminoth lore here. We could have scanned this on the way in. I just didn't bother. So lore Cataclysm. The starborn terror burnt through the heavens and struck Aether with an untold might. We all expected the world to shatter, but Aether held. There was great devastation, however. The green plains of Aegon were scorched forever, and the forest of Torvus was engulfed and racked by the sea. The skies burned for days, casting darkness over the land. Now, one of the, I suppose, things about doing things the way that I'm doing them here is that we're not really getting a good chronological story of Aether. Oh, and by the way, be really careful. You got to boost your way across here. As I was saying, we don't have a chronological view of the lore, so one option might instead be to collect all the lore and then try to figure out the order. The menu system doesn't make it clear what the order is, but I'm sure you can figure it out. At least it does divide the lore up into subcategories, so you can, at least from the subcategories, see what it says and what the order will be. Bioscan complete. Luminoth subject expired 1.5 decacycles ago. Scan indicates that this Luminoth was very young at the time of death, not quite to adulthood. That a child would be pressed into combat duty suggests how desperate the Luminoth were at the war's end. Yeah, desperate indeed. Bioscan complete. Target has been dead for 1.5 decacycles. Subject was an elderly Luminoth, approximate age is 4.2 centicycles. Advanced age did not keep him from defending this site or engaging in combat, however. One of the more interesting things, too, is if we look over here and try to scan this. System analysis complete. Portal is online but unstable. Security systems active. Portal use is currently impossible due to safety measures in place on the system. So there is a portal here. We can't use that portal, but it's worth noting that it exists. Alright, so we have a spinner puzzle here. And the idea is that we're going to try and rotate these things to align. Here I'm working my way outward in, so I started with red, and the next spinner I'm working with is yellow, and then the next one I'm going to go to is green here. Again, you want to make sure that the center is glowing, and then finally go to this purple one, or blue-purple. And the nice thing is that it's a fairly simple puzzle to just figure out. Just again, make sure the glowing bits either going from starting in the center, going outward, or going from the outward inward. It doesn't matter. But we get our next major power-up, which is, I just want to make sure I get close to it, Seeker Launcher. And the Seeker Launcher is an interesting item. Where the super missile, the idea is of the super missile is you have one shot that more or less holds the concentration of 5 missiles. The Seeker Launcher instead launches 5 missiles at once, targeting up to 5 different targets simultaneously. Well, we need the Seeker Launcher because we have this door, which has a Seeker shell on it. So target the 5 spots. And I will say this is one of the more frustrating things. Once in a while, this happens where for whatever reason, if 4 of the missiles hit the targets and 1 doesn't. And we have more dead Luminoth. Bioscan complete. Luminoth subject expired 3.3 decacycles ago. Scans indicate that this Luminoth perished due to lack of nourishment. She remained at her post despite the fact that she was starving to death. Well, I think this was one of the few kind of strongholds in Luminoth technology that was never encountered. Now, in this room, there is a shortcut back to the landing site, and you're welcome to go there. But as I said, I'm choosing not to. Instead, I want to keep the forward momentum going, so I'm going to continue on here. Yeah, darn war wasps. So, with the Seeker Missile, we gotta go back to Torvis. Gotta again find more power-ups and collect those Dark Temple keys. Of course, now that we have and taken that door off. Yep, slowly trying to replenish dark and light ammo. Again, take the shortcut. And we're almost back at the elevator to Torvis Bog. One other thing I want to mention about the Seeker missiles is that the Seeker missiles, in addition to giving the ability to fire up to 5 missiles at once, you also gain an additional 5 missiles. So it's got almost a dual purpose. So we're up to 55 missiles now. Oh shoot, I went too far. Darn shriek bats. Does this hold anything of value? Energy. Not the worst thing in the world. Alright. So basically what we want to do is we want to head back to the Torvis Temple, or at least the elevator. Going through the portal chamber. That's what I believe I mentioned that all the rooms have names. So you can always consult the map to find out what the different names are, or possibly check out a map online if you want to. That sounded like a Grenchler. Anyway, go through here. And here we have another missile door. Well, let's just take care of that. And here we are at the elevator. So I'll just blast these bloat sacks for some ammo. And let's try to get some light ammo. As always, light ammo is way more important than dark ammo, as we need it for the stronger creatures. And yet another super missile door. Alright, let's take that super missile door off. And here we have a couple Luminoth. Bioscan complete. Scan results incomplete. Body has been heavily damaged by exposure to unknown chemicals. Unable to determine cause of death. That's interesting. Bioscan complete. Scan results incomplete. Target corpse has taken heavy chemical damage. There are some similarities to digestive fluids found in several creatures. Something may have tried to eat the corpse yet was unable to finish. This may result from ing possession or failed ing possession. Power relay is connected. Elevator unit online. Alright, so we are taking an elevator within Torvus Bog. This is not the first time that we have elevators within regions, but this is really the lower part. Alright. And in here, we get a nice callback to the Meridia theme. Actually, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, so let's have a look around. Here we have a new creature, Preed. Toxic gas-filled cybernetic bioform. Engage target at range if possible. Destruction of outer body will release a highly toxic cloud. The cybernetic Preeds are aggressive hunter used as patrol animals by the space pirates. They carry a lethal Nohaden gas for use as a defense mechanism. If a Preed is ruptured, the gas within it is violently released. This toxic cloud often proves fatal to the Preed's killer. So basically, it acts just like the puffers from Metroid Prime. And the cybernetic organism, I don't know about that. But we have these things. New creature. Morphology. Blog. Incredibly durable aquatic predator. Powerful, fast-moving water dweller. Outer hide is impervious. Heavy weapon hits will only aggravate it. Its mouth, however, is vulnerable to damage. The Blog uses speed and agility to close in on prey. It will batter foes with a ramming attack, then use its three tooth-filled maws to finish the job. Blogs have a weak spot inside their mouths. The rest of their bodies are covered with a thick, damage-resistant hide. Yeah, just like the Grenchulars, the Blogs are quite challenging. But we're going to dive into the water, and again, we're going to experience the fact that the water is not very conducive to our needs. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to scan this thing. Security interface initiated. Security lock disengage. Disengage all locks to gain access to the security area. So we have this central column here that we're trying to disengage locks with. And what we need to do, we can access this central, get this some more fall, shoots us all the way to the top of this column here. But as we saw, that it ejected this platform over here. Over here. And we have another missile expansion. Well, that's handy. Alright. So let's take a bit of a step back. And scan 5 targets on the Seeker missile. Oh. That's fortunate. And the blast shield. Some nice fish. Ooh, and we get some ominous music here. That music seems eerie, as well as that light and all those purple spots. I don't like what's going to happen next. And here we see Dark Samus. It looks like that we haven't defeated her after all. She's gained some kind of reincarnation ability. And the ability to voluntarily split herself up into different bits there. Well, here gonna have to fight these blog, unfortunately. Oh, the blog are nasty. Oh, and they will charge at you. Oh, ideally, what you want to do is missile them or charge beam them to death. But we need to defeat them, and we're gonna try and make our way over to that side of the chamber there. So we're gonna line up the red column there, and we're gonna go through. Oh, let's try that again. Here we go. Go through this red outline morph ball tunnel over to the other side, and have a look at this. More lore. Our war begins. We developed crystals that brought the light of Aether to the Dark World. Using these crystals allowed our warriors to explore the enemy lands to bring war to the Ing. Sadly, the crystals were not enough. We needed stronger weapons, better armor. We withdrew from Dark Aether while our greatest minds devised new engines of war. Seems almost kind of sad that, you know, more or less, rather all scientific discoveries now were focused on war. Alright. It's convenient that we have these jets here to push us through. But anyway, here we go. Alright. And here we are. And what we'd like to do is we would like to get over to the other side there. I do not like the sound of what's in the water, but I don't think we have a choice. Ooh. Ouch. I'd like to get up there, but you can't. Oh. Evaded the block there. Alright, so we're gonna climb up. Here we have one of those funky doors. Once again, we don't have the equipment to deal with that. I believe I'm missing something. Well, a couple of things. First off, we can scan this. Jisha's Testament. Let's see what Jisha has to say. What craven savages are the Ing? Trapped in the catacombs with no chance of rescue, I fought them to the last. I watched them feed upon their dead. I heard them pressing the lesser of their number into the front ranks, that my blast would take them. At least their leader stood against me in battle. He was a foe worthy of a Luminoth warrior. Golly, that would certainly... and there's a lore up there. There we go. A new lore has been downloaded to your logbook. Recovering energy. We were not prepared to fight a long war. The forces of the enemy outnumbered ours vastly. We sought a way to end the war quickly, without extended combat. We decided to build a device to recover our lost planetary energy from Dark Aether. Without this energy, the Dark World would cease to be, and our world would be restored to stability. Well, that's certainly interesting. So we're going to have to ignore that portal for a moment. Can't seem to take those off. I think those are Brigsies or Brisgies. I think Brisgy. No matter. What is important is that we will scan this. So security lock disengaged. So this is the second of the three. Oh, and they just took that creature. But these creatures are different. Morphology: Blogling, youthful, aggressive blog. Violent infant creature. Will use a ram attack if provoked. Young blogger weaker than their parents, but still violent. Their powerful jaws have yet to form, and they lack the defense abilities found in adult blog. They must rely on speed and agility for protection if attacked without the protection of their elders. So, and so we have 60% download rate, which is good. Uh, Again, the bloglings are not too bad. Just blast them if they really get in your way. No big deal. But we gotta go back through here, and we're gonna go back to the room with the morph ball tunnels. We took the red one last time. Now we gotta take the other one. Alright. Oh, these are new creatures. These are interesting. Morphology: Seed Burster, exploding swarm of plant forms. Roaming packs of small volatile plants expel seeds with great force when agitated. Seed bursters are moving plants capable of traveling great distances in search of fertile soil to deposit their seeds in. When provoked by predators, the seed bursters will explode, turning the precious seed inside into a deadly projectile. These seeds often do not live to fruition, but help protect the rest of the seed burster pack from attacks. Yeah. So once again, basically we have packs of these little enemies that are suicidal. Well, at least we recover some of our... And now we have the room filled with bloglings. But that's just fine by me. I would rather fight bloglings than blogs. Alright, so use the morph ball tunnel. Change the path of the tunnel. Here we go. And use the morph ball bomb to get out of the spinner. Oh, golly. What is going on here? And follow the blue path this time. And here we go. Alright. And here we have to access this bomb slot to switch the current. So unfortunately, we're at the mercy of whatever current is in Lower Torvus Bog here. And I don't like the sound of this. There's some blog underneath. But perhaps maybe we... try to provoke it. Well, I don't know if I got it or not. I know I got it that time. Oh, there it is. Well, I really have made it mad. There we go. That certainly helps if you have the distance. So, anyway, this is kind of an interesting thing. Object analysis complete. This is a concealed movement pad. Pad designed to confuse the ing. Shoot light crystal on lower surface to flip pad over. So this is Luminoth technology. Designed to... looks like a trap, but is actually meant to be useful. And we're going to need this, so we will scan this, or activate this, as well as have a look at the lore over here. The new terror. In time, the ing began to possess Luminoth as well as creatures. Friends and family members became the enemy, spilling Luminoth blood across the land. Desperate, we devised shielding to prevent ing possession. It was effective, but not perfect. Should the shielding fail, all Luminoth were prepared to self-terminate rather than become a weapon for the ing. Man, that is a really tough set of circumstances there. Alright, so we flipped those pads over. Let's get out of the water. And again, it explains why so many ing are dead. you know, not the corpses of Ing-possessed Luminoth. I don't know if that I don't know if that laser is harmful, but I'm not prepared to find out. So we have this bomb slot that lowers the gate here, and there's a portal. Of course, you know, you think that, well, if I fire a portal where there's water in Torvus, is there going to be water in Dark Torvus? Only one way to find out. Now, keeping in mind that water in Dark Aether is highly toxic, and that standing in that water, even just for a few moments, will... oh, good. Well, there's only a little bit of water there. Of course, we have to have Dark Commando pirates. Well, so if we have to fight the Dark Commando pirates, the way to is to try and use a charged Dark Beam, where you freeze them, and then once you've frozen them, you fire a missile at them. I missed that one. Okay, this is what's known as an entangler shot, and it acts very much like the ice beam. So when you entangle an enemy with a dark beam, it's frozen for a short period of time. Alright, so here, want to make sure, take some time, do ammo refill with all these nice ink caches around. Oh, that was good. The only problem now is that kind of low on light ammo. Doesn't matter. We'll go up here, and thankfully we have the spinner. So we're going to bring the laser back around. Once again, this has the effect of repositioning the laser in the light world as well. Okie dokie. In fact, that's all we really need to do in this time in Dark Aether. So let's go back to Light Aether, back into Torvus Bog. There's that block. Oh, didn't want to attack me. There it goes. There we go. One charge beam does the trick. Well, on the harder difficulties, one charge beam will certainly not do the trick, and that you have to do it a couple more times. Unfortunately, it's really hard to attack an alpha block, or not an alpha block, but attack a block without being able to shoot it and avoid taking damage from it. So really, if you're gonna if you have to kill them, go ahead and kill them, and be prepared to take some damage for your efforts. Now that we have the laser repositioned, we have this new platform over here, and another kinetic orb cannon, and it shoots us all the way over here. Okay, and we have some Preeds here. Again, Preeds not worth engaging over. Not interested in engaging the Preeds. All the way through. Boy, I really hope that we don't have to spend any more time in the water. But scan our third and final security interface. Disengage all locks. Well, now that we've disengaged the third and final lock, we'll see that the pillar here is raised. And we can now go underneath and get into the very depths of Torvus Bog. This is really going into the deepest parts of Torvus Bog. One of the nicer things about this portion is that we're going to be greeted with some hidlings again. As you may recall from the previous video, hidlings, they're just ammo farms. So if you're ever in need of ammo or energy, by all means go ahead and shoot these things. Now, before we go too far, there is the sound of a creature over here. Oh. Morphology, Alpha Blog, immense blog pack leader. Enormous water dweller will fire sonic disruption blasts at foes. It has all strengths and weaknesses of its brethren. The Alpha Blog is the largest and strongest of its pack. It can fire potent sonic stun blasts in battle. The blasts will disrupt your visor and weapon control systems if they hit you. Its 3 titanic maws are potent weapons. Target the creature's mouth area to inflict damage upon it. So again, this is a hint that that if you have to fight this thing, and it's a good thing it's in this cage, because surely we're going to have to fight this thing. And if you have to fight it like a blog, and avoid its sonic attack. That's really the only difference from it, other than it's just incredibly tough. But we're gonna make our way all the way to the bottom. No, not over there. So I'm just going the wrong direction. We're gonna go over here, and we are going to try and get the next upgrade. Gravity boost. Now this is not the gravity suit. The gravity boost is similar, not quite the same. The gravity boost will allow you to propel you upwards into the water up to a certain height, and act more like a triple jump underwater. Excuse me. But it does retain the same properties in that it clears up your vision and allows you to move freely in water. So I do like that aspect. I think it'd be kind of really neat if there was such technology that it would kind of allow you to move more freely and somehow be able to help you move more naturally underwater. Oh geez. Well, I'm sure all of you saw this coming. That here we are. We have to fight the Alpha Block. Oh, I was not prepared for that. So what you really want to do is you want to target it. Oh, and you want to try and use super missiles on it. Super missiles are your friend in this fight. There we go. So you can see, take the hit, but if you do and connect with a super missile, oh boy, will it ever do some damage. So yeah, come on. Come on. Yep. So that's 2 super missiles. Oh. Really does not like super missiles. And there we go. 4 super missiles in, and the Alpha Block is no more. The big trick with the super missiles, be aware that there is going to be a time delay between when you push the button to launch a super missile. So you really want to make sure that you fire and give yourself lots of time to initiate a super missile. Otherwise you'll fire too late, and then you'll take some damage and not do any damage to the alpha block. So that's not all what you want to do. And thankfully we are back to these hidlings. You used a lot of missiles there, lost significant amount of energy. So we'll just take some energy. Alright. Now, once again, don't go too far, because up here there is a portal. Let's go in that portal. And there's only one reason. There's only one reason why we would go in the portal. It's because there's a dark temple. A dark temple key. So already we have 2 keys. There's no point going anywhere because the doors leading out of here are covered with these yellow blast shields, and we don't have any equipment to deal with the yellow blast shields. We have green blast shields for the super missile, purple blast shields for the seeker missiles. No special equipment for the yellow blast shields, so we're gonna have to hold off on that. Alright, so I'm feeling pretty powered up here. So with a gravity boost, we can launch ourselves up here. Just ignore the bloglings. We'll go to the blue door here, the one with the seed bursters. And we'll come in here. And one of the things we'll watch is that we have these bloglings that get possessed, and they become dark blogs. Darkling possessed aquatic predator. Symbiote unable to harness creature sonic blast. Relies on close combat attacks in battle. Target weak spot and mouth to damage. The dark blogs somehow lose their sonic blast ability. Something about their minds make them difficult for darklings to fully control. They rely solely on their deadly moths for attack. In most cases, they are more than adequate. Target the weak spot inside its mouth to defeat the dark blog with ease. Yeah, dark blogs are already tough to eat, or tough to defeat. So we're not going to do that. Instead, what we're going to do is that, well, we have the gravity boost. We can just jump over the gate there and make our way to this transit tunnel. Now with the gravity boost, we can initiate and if you guys remember the Orphean wreckage, we are going to be doing a similar morph ball puzzle and acquire our 5th energy tank. So not only is this the way forward, but we get an energy tank for our troubles along the way. Certainly worthwhile. Alright. And now we have, instead of blogs, we have Grenchlers. Oh, that's not good. But never fear, we're going to ignore these Grenchlers and make our way over to this bomb slot. This bomb slot, thankfully, will lower the grading here and make this portal accessible. Yeah. And of course, now that we can use the gravity boost, we can get up over here. Be aware that Grenchlers will leap out of the water, so... Oh. We are heading back into Dark Torvus Bog. Now we are going to be doing and acquiring our last major upgrade before we fight the boss of Dark Torvus, and we will be doing that in the next video.